conquering the addiction of the opioid epidemic. It's become a national public health crisis. It's had its grips on the tri-state for quite some time. There's newly released overdose death numbers that reveal the epidemic's tragic toll here in the tri-states. WCPO's Lisa Bernard-Kuhn shows us now with her in-depth reporting on the topic as we cover on the cover story on our website at WCPO.com. I want to read to you, hang on, bear with me for 1 second, your first sentence in your story that just published at 6 o'clock. By most predictions, 2017 is expected to go down as another year that the opioid crisis claims a record number of lives within our communities here in the United States. What are the numbers here in the tri-state?
So, unfortunately, we know that we've been grappling with this issue. It's hard to believe for nearly a decade now. Leaders here in Hamilton County tell us that they expect to have more than 500 overdose deaths by the end of the year. Some of these are still being investigated, but that's an incredibly large number. We had more than 400 last year. There's so many challenges that leaders are up against as they begin to really dig in more in 2018 to tackle this. You
quote Hamilton County Commissioner Denise Driehaus by saying, "We have been in an emergency mode for so long because it's so overwhelming."
That's right.
Where are we going from here? Why is there optimism in 2018?
So, you know, some of the pieces that make it overwhelming first are, first responders are dealing with 70 overdoses a week. And so, unfortunately, they're going back to the same people again and again. And so what Denise Driehaus and other leaders are saying is we need to get out of emergency mode and we need to be thinking about this from the top down in a strategic way. So they're looking at things like how do we connect with these individuals who are overdosing again and again. They want to expand what's called a quick response team, where a first responder, an addiction services counselor reviews the recent weeks overdoses. They go connect with those people in the community and say, we're here to help. Here are your treatment options. How can we help you take the next step? So that's just one way.
Is that quick response team part of what Colerain Township has made so successful?
That's right.
Modeled after?
That's right. So we have one in Colerain Township. We have one in Price Hill. There's one in Norwood. But there's jurisdictions in Hamilton County where there's gaps, and Hamilton County wants to fill those gaps in 2018.
Where does public fatigue come into this? You're talking about first responder fatigue, to the fact that you can continuously go back to these repeat offenders, and this is costing tremendous amounts of money.
It is. It's a costly epidemic. There is. Firefighters will tell you, and EMS workers will tell you, there is fatigue. But when you talk to these first responders, it's amazing the kind of resilience and the kind of compassion that they continue to show in the community. And leaders will tell you that's exactly what we need heading into another year where we know the epidemic is getting worse because the opioids on the street, fentanyl, carfentanil, they're so much more powerful, they're so much more addictive, and so we need compassion like that.
Do you sometimes not see that when it comes to first responders? I'm pointing to Sheriff Richard Jones in Butler County, who doesn't think his deputy should be carrying this Narcan product, where the Warren County Sheriff says, yeah, absolutely, it's our right to do so.
When you talk to healthcare leaders and community leaders here in Hamilton County about what it's really going to take to turn the corner here, it's about dealing with addiction head on as a public health crisis and taking away the stigma that's associated with addiction. And so they'll say, it's unfortunate that Butler County Sheriff Jones has that opinion because it really muddies the waters when you talk about addiction. The big move in 2018 in Hamilton County is to save lives, get more people into treatment, and much of that starts with these really tough conversations.
We'll have you back this time next year to see how it goes. Lisa Bernard-Kuhn's reporting. You could read, it's the top story right now on our website at WCPO.com. Let's toss over to Sherry.